Her first burn happened when she was about 3.5 months old. We were told that she just has sensitive skin and never sat right with me.
Hands please, chickaboo.
Amy and Taya have been diagnosed with xeroderma pigmentosum.
They're 10,000 times more likely to get skin cancer than you or I, and they're 2,000 times more likely to get other cancers because the cells just don't repair at that DNA level. It's a very rare condition.
Okay, boys, safe.
Yeah, baby! I'm free! We get to take off our gear!
Could I please have an almond latte?
So when Amy was really young, that's when she had her first burn at about 3.5 months old. She didn't settle in the afternoon, and by that evening her whole face had puffed up and it was swollen red. So we went to emergency. They had no idea, didn't really give us any indication of what it could be. And when we finally had the bad burn at the end of last year, Amy's face was red and puffy, and it would have been 2 days at school that burn happened over, only going outside during lunch and recess. And when we got referred to the dermatologist, who quite quickly said that it was XP, there was a hope that there was an answer, but it was also incredibly confronting because it's not the answer that you want it to be.
After Amy was diagnosed from the genetic testing, we then, Yvette, I and Taya were tested, and yes, it confirmed that she had XP, same as Amy did.
It has salt on it. You don't know how.
So it's called XPD. In essence, their body can't repair the damage at a DNA level when their skin is exposed to UV light. So here we've got the UV meter, which measures very small amounts of UVA and UVB. And so when you point it up to the sky, you can see it climbing quite quickly. So we use this as a very handy tool for places that we don't know whether they're safe or not. And Amy finds it quite reassuring to be able to check.
It's a bit sad though, but that my sisters can't join me because well, they can, but it's hard for them to go out for long periods of time.
Okay. Hands please, chickaboo. There it is.
It takes about 10 to 15 minutes to get them sort of creamed up properly, and then put zinc on her lips, so that's just an extra protection for her lips. And then the final one is their special hood when they go outside, and the UV gloves. So every bit of skin is completely covered. There's nowhere that UV can get to them. One of the first things we did once we got the diagnosis was to make our home safe. So we got all the windows in our house tinted, every single pane of glass. They're 10,000 times more likely to get skin cancer than you or I, and they're 2,000 times more likely to get other cancers because the cells just don't repair at that DNA level.
Go to the beach.
When I first put it on, I was scared, but then I got used to it each day, and I stayed inside. And then when lockdown happened, I started going outside because there was less people, so I wouldn't be as embarrassed with everyone in front of me. And then I was so used to it when everyone came back, so my skin doesn't feel as sore if I protect it, and it hurts when it burns, so at least we've found something to fix that and it won't happen anymore.
We needed to be 10 or under for the girls to take their gear off, and we're still up in the hundreds. She feels sad when they can't be involved in social situations or just pop down to the beach quickly for a quick swim. It's not a pop down for us. It takes quite a bit of preparation to get out of the door.
We're at 50 at the moment, which is still a bit high, so I have to wait a bit longer until it's safe. Get the girls' hoods off and gloves, and they can go running around, be free. So, nearly there.
Okay, boys, safe.
Yeah, baby!
Hoods off.
Get it off! I'm free! We get to take off our gear!
When you see the girls playing together at sunset without the gear on, it's priceless. It's also bittersweet that, you just wish that they could be like that during the day, but they just can't be.
Our hopes and dreams for them are that they continue with the attitude they have at the moment, that they're not going to let this stop them. And for Nick and I to keep trying to support them in that way as well.
Yeah, I just want them to have as a normal life as possible, really. Whether they have to wear a hood and gloves or not, so be it. But to not let their condition hold them back and stop them from doing things they want to do and to achieve the dreams and desires and hopes that they want to achieve in life.
If UV rays touches my skin, I burn really bad and then I develop skin cancer.
The sun's rays, so often a symbol of health and happiness. But for one young woman in this quiet town, they're nothing short of deadly.
I've had 43 skin cancer surgeries. So my elective surgery was on Tuesday, and they found a different type of squamous cell carcinoma where it grows really fast. And it was like about maybe that big. Well, they numb it and then they slice it and then they stitched it up.
Lizzie was born with a rare condition known as xeroderma pigmentosum, or XP. Her skin is unable to repair its own DNA once it's been damaged by the sun's harmful UV rays. At home, all the windows have been lined with protective filters. But it's the outside that presents the biggest danger.
Okay, we're getting ready now. Every day she's got to put on this sunscreen.
For Lizzie, leaving the house is a huge ordeal, as even the tiniest gap in her clothing could allow UV rays through and prove catastrophic.
Jeans are the best that have the tightest weave, and so she's got her jeans on. She's got her gloves. She likes those that she can text with, of course. Yep. And this meter shows the amount of ultraviolet rays. Of course, inside it's at 0, but outside it turns to like 1600. Lizzie is supposed to be under 10.
Lizzie's mum had noticed the signs of XP some time before she was able to give it a name.
When she was 6 weeks old, about 30 minutes in the park, and we came home. The next morning, her eyes were swollen shut, her face was red, and, we rushed to the doctor. Unfortunately, XP is so rare that a lot of doctors don't know about it, and so he just thought, oh, well, I guess she just got a little too much sun.
For years after, Lizzie and her family were completely unaware she had a potentially fatal genetic disorder.
She lived a very normal life, except for all her burning. But the sunburns that she would get would make her skin look pretty bad. She tops it all off with this hood. So, on her hood, and so she's covered head to toe and ready to go outside. Oh, don't forget your meter.
It wasn't until Lizzie was 12 that a local doctor shed light on her condition.
I found 2 sores on my face that would not go away. So I went to a dermatologist and they said, oh, that's cancer.
Remarkably, the doctor happened to be one of the few XP experts in the world.
I had actually seen a lot of cases of XP. So I, of course, thought of that first thing when I saw Lizzie, whereas I think someone who had not had that perspective probably wouldn't even have suspected it. The dangers of XP include the development of multiple skin cancers and other problems such as neurological problems and developmental problems.
The diagnosis completely changed the way that Lizzie had to live her life.
Do you have your meter, Lizzie? Yeah. Okay. On a typical cloudy day, the meter runs about, 300 to 400, but on a super sunny day, it runs 1600. it goes on and off. Let me see that. This is.
So it's reading 400 right now. And now when it says hat, it's only in 10 or 9. So it does really help. So I feel actually pretty safe. In the very beginning, I felt sad and I said, please don't stare at me. I'm just a normal person. I felt kind of sad, upset. I still get remarks from people saying, why does that girl have a bag on her head? Are you a space mutant? Hey, are you a beekeeper? Are you from outer space? So I explained to them what it is because I want people to have a knowledge of XP.
Lizzie is a real champion, I think, when it comes to her diagnosis with XP. She really is upbeat about it.
I think I am positive because I have a great big family. I have 5 brothers, I have 2 sisters, 20 nieces and nephews.
XP in the US affects 1 in 1 million people. What's rarer still is having 2 instances of it in the same family.
My niece has XP. She's 7.
When my daughter was first diagnosed with XP, she was just 1 year old. She had a really bad sunburn, and we took her to a doctor who recognized it, thanks to my sister. Even with having XP in the family, we were still shocked. I'm really grateful for my sister, Lizzie, and the example she's been to my daughter, and just kind of a hero to her.
And Lizzie's niece isn't her only fan.
She is really outgoing, and she just loves everyone that she meets.
So I could pretty much walk to anyone and they'll say, oh, Lizzie, I want to be your friend. You're so fun to be around.
She doesn't let her XP control her.
She's just the funniest girl I've ever met.
She just loves life.
A message that I would like to share with people. Just know that you are here on Earth and just be happy, make new friends, and have a positive attitude no matter what you deal with.
Eu nunca tive assim, é uma vida comum, uma vida normal. No início era só umas lanchinhas mesmo. Então sempre surgia lesões, muitas cirurgias, já foram mais de 200 cirurgias. Em agosto do ano passado, eu passei por uma cirurgia e nessa cirurgia o médico descobriu que a lesão que eu ia tirar na cirurgia já não estava mais superficial, né? Estava o meu dia a dia começa mais ou menos umas 10 horas. Acordo, tomo banho, depois vou fazer o café e é sempre a mesma coisa. Todos os dias é do mesmo jeito. Depois faço o almoço. Então, quando eu tinha 3 anos, eu fui diagnosticada com xeroderma pigmentoso.
Xeroderma pigmentosum is a rare genetic condition that causes extreme sensitivity to the sunlight.
Comecei a fazer o tratamento era não pegar sol, ter alguns cuidados, né, assim, durante o dia, mas não explicou assim, até porque naquela época nem eles mesmos sabiam a gravidade do caso. No início era só umas manchinhas mesmo na pele, não tinha nada de lesões nem tumores. Aí quando eu tinha 8 anos começou a sair a primeira lesão, que foi... Então foi feita aquela biópsia, aqueles exames, né, tudo que precisa ser feito. E lá o médico constatou que era câncer. Então sempre surgia lesões. Então, contudo, eu já fiz muitas cirurgias, já foram mais de 200 cirurgias.
todas retiradas de tumores de Kelly, todos diagnosticados com câncer.
Among the many operations Karine has had to have because of her condition, this included procedures to remove her lower lip and the tip of her nose due to melanomas.
Essas manchinhas aqui, tudo são lesões melanomas que tem que ser retirado. Só que aí, como são muitos, não tem como tirar tudo de uma vez. Eles vai tirando aos poucos, vai dando prioridade aos que estão, nascendo tumores, que estão me incomodando. Eu nunca tive, assim, uma vida comum, uma vida normal.
Due to Karine's condition, she has to avoid being out in the sun as much as possible, meaning most days she has to stay indoors with the curtains closed. Otherwise, the effects of her condition could continue to get even more extreme.
Em agosto do ano passado, eu passei por uma cirurgia e nessa cirurgia o médico descobriu que a lesão que eu ia tirar na cirurgia já não estava mais superficial, né? O médico falou que era um tipo de câncer que tinha caçado o osso da minha cabeça e eu ia ter que passar por uma cirurgia muito delicada, com o pós-operatório bem lento e doloroso. Então, no meio do desespero, eu me abri nas minhas redes sociais e contei o que estava acontecendo para os meus seguidores. Então, eu também vou precisar do apoio de vocês financeiramente, gente. Ele já me falou que é uma cirurgia que requer muitos cuidados, medicações, materiais curativos. Enquanto eu tiver vida, eu vou continuar lutando, porque enquanto há vida, há esperança. E lá eles fizeram uma campanha para mim, na época, para me ajudar. Fizeram uma vaquinha. E em menos de 24 horas, eles bateram a meta da campanha, dos valores que eles pediram na campanha.
After recovering from the surgery to remove the cancer from her skull, Karine realised people had donated more than she needed for her treatment.
E como eu não tenho esse costume de sair, minha vida é mais dentro de casa mesmo, eu me sentia muito sufocada, mesmo estando dentro de casa. Então eu tinha um sonho de ter um lugar maior, para me sentir mais livre, ter uma vida com qualidade melhor. Através da campanha, do dinheiro que foi arrecadado, eu comprei essa casa.
Through Karine's social media presence documenting her journey with xeroderma pigmentosum, she met Ed, who saw her story and reached out to her through Facebook. When Karine and Ed started posting about their relationship on social media, they received a lot of negative reactions from people who didn't believe they were a real couple.
Várias pessoas tem muitas pessoas do bem, mas também tem muitas pessoas do mal, né? Eu aprendi que o erro não está em mim, está naquela pessoa.
Eu faço e só me sinto bem ao lado dela. Fazer bem a ela e ela me faz muito bem também.
E a coisa que vocês mais gostam de fazer juntos?
O que é, amor?
Então é sair, passear. Né?
Sair. Não é algo que acontece com muita frequência, mas a gente gosta muito de ter aquele momento só nosso, assim. Então é algo que eu gosto muito de fazer, sempre que eu posso. Do protetor solar, com roupa comprida.
Despite all the hardship she faces due to her condition, Karine and Ed make the most of the life they are able to lead with one another.
O que a gente espera para o futuro é uma qualidade de vida melhor, né? Tanto de condições financeiras como da minha saúde, né? Também, que meu problema se estabilize e a gente também se estabilize financeiramente, né? Para a gente estar realizando e conquistando nossos sonhos. Outra coisa?